The first thing you hear is wind, but it's not the wind you know. This is deeper, heavier, like the breath of the earth itself. It moves through ancient trees, the size of buildings, across flooded plains, over smoking volcanoes. This is not your world. This is Earth, 150 million years ago, the Jurassic. And in the shadows of this colossal wilderness, a shape stirs between the ferns, slow, deliberate, a predator. But not the one you're expecting. This is not T-Rex. This is Allosaurus fragilis, the forgotten blade of the Jurassic. Where Tyrannosaurus ruled in brute force, Allosaurus lived by finesse, faster, lighter, wired with tension. Imagine a creature 30 feet long, with jaws that opened wider than a crocodile's and claws sharp enough to carve through bone. Not a monster, a machine of survival. She moves now through the forest, low to the ground, eyes glinting like molten gold in the dusk. She is hungry, she is patient, and tonight she is not alone. Nearby, a herd of Camarasaurus, gentle giants with long necks and thunderous steps, graze near a riverbed. They're massive, easily 10 times her weight. But even giants must sleep. Even giants can bleed. She waits for nightfall. Above, the sky is filled with stars unfamiliar to modern eyes, constellations that haven't existed in millions of years. A moon, ghostly and full, lights the jungle in silver. And then, a sound, a calf crying out. She moves like liquid shadow, muscles flexing, breath quiet. One mistake from the herd, one wrong step, and the forest will remember her name. She lunges, impact. The jungle erupts in chaos. Camarasaurus scatter in bellowing terror. She drives her jaws into flesh. Blood sprays across ancient ferns, but the kill is not clean. The mother turns, tail whipping, legs stomping, roaring with a rage only mothers know. Allosaurus is thrown sideways into the mud, ribs cracking. She vanishes into the underbrush before she's trampled. She limps now, broken but alive. And this is where the real story begins. Because in the prehistoric world, wounds fester. Broken bones mean death. She retreats to a ravine carved by ancient water, hidden, damp, and still. She does not hunt. She does not move. She waits. Days pass. Hunger sharpens her mind. Pain becomes her companion. But life is not done with her yet. One morning, she opens her eyes to see another Allosaurus standing above her. Male, older, half his face missing from some forgotten battle. He brings food. He doesn't speak, of course. He drops the meat and walks away. Why? We don't know. But the fossils tell us stories. They show healed injuries, bite marks, broken ribs that mended, signs that some predators cared. The ancient world was not just teeth and terror. There was something else, a flicker of connection. Weeks pass, she recovers, she rises. And with her rise, a shift in the forest. Because across the plains, something even larger is stirring, a beast that defies belief. Stegosaurus ungulatus, larger than any land animal alive today. Plates rising from its back like shattered stone. A tail armed with spikes as long as swords. It grazes beneath the canopy, unaware. But our Allosaurus is watching. She is changed now, slower, wiser. This is not about hunger anymore. It's about proving she still belongs. She circles. The Stegosaurus lifts its head. They lock eyes. Predator and prey, forged by time, bound by survival. And then, collision. The stegosaur rears, tail swinging with bone-crushing force. Allosaurus dodges, lunges, slashes. Dust and blood swirl around them like a storm. But then, a mistake. She gets too close. A spike finds her shoulder. The pain is electric. She stumbles, roars in fury, and bites down with every ounce of her strength. And this time, she wins. The forest quiets again. She eats, not in triumph, but in silence. Because in the ancient world, victory is never permanent. The jungle forgets. The bones become stone. But for one moment, she mattered. Not as a legend, not as a monster, but as a survivor. Millions of years later, paleontologists will find her skeleton, ribs healed from old injuries, bite marks on her snout, tendons fossilized mid-stride. They will piece together her story like a puzzle from time. And they will ask the same question we all do. What was it like to live then? Now you know. It was blood and thunder. It was silence and waiting. It was hunger, pain, and mystery. But above all, it was life, burning brightly before the world moved on.